All right, greetings everybody. This is vlog number 9. Woo! Okay, I figured out my phone's issue of, I always have to move this thing because I'm never satisfied. There we go. I figured out my phone's storage issue, so I will be going back to 15-minute videos. I really felt like that 10-minute video yesterday just was not long enough. I wasn't able to talk about as much random stuff as possible, or that I wanted to. So like I had mentioned as well, yesterday I had finished my King's Posture program, and I took some time off just to let it all sink in and give myself a well-needed distance from working on it. But today I'm back up, starting it again, and I think it'd just be beneficial for me to communicate how this is going to work and what the program looks like, so that it will solidify it in me better of what I'm going to do, because I'm still figuring out what it is that and how I want to approach and what it is that I'm doing with this program. So let's just start with the entire thing of why I'm doing this. When I went to massage school, I started getting into yoga and doing a lot more stretching and, getting a lot of massages, which also makes my body more flexible. There was a time in massage school, there was a 10-week period where we were getting a massage every single week. In that time, I took up, the practice of yoga. So I'm getting a lot of massages and I'm doing a lot of stretching and strengthening, because there is poses in yoga that do strengthen. Yoga isn't just like stretch. There's a whole spiritual side to yoga that I'll probably talk about in a future video, but for now let's just focus on the physical. But so I'm strengthening my body, because yoga is very calisthenic, using your body weight, and doing a lot of stretching. And in that time, I realized that I was able to put myself into a back bend. I hope that's not too loud, but oh well. I was able to put myself into a back bend, and I remember being able to do it as a kid and thought that was like kind of a cool move. But as I was progressing through my massage program, getting massages every week, stretching, just like, there's no routine. I was just like, I had fun doing yoga and getting massages and that just entire lifestyle for 10 weeks. And I realized that I just kept getting more and more flexible. It wasn't really conscious. I'm just looking at it now. Like, I was getting more and more flexible, and I didn't even really know, because I was so involved with my practice and going to school. I wasn't documenting me getting more flexible or better ranges of motion or anything like that. I'm looking back now and realizing, wow, that I think the reason why I was so flexible was because of my frequent massages and doing a lot more yoga and bringing intention into yoga, bringing intention into my stretching practices. And I always wanted to try to get a little deeper in a stretch or go a little bit farther in a back bend. And I remember when I was able to get on my forearms in my back bend, I was so ecstatic. But the point I'm trying to make is that with all of those things, I have tremendously increased my body awareness And because of that, I have been able to hold a stronger posture. Like, I've been able to stand taller. I've gotten compliments on my posture. I see it in the mirror. I focus on it. I'm constantly aware of how am I sitting. And that's also because I'm a 6'2" dude. You know, like, this world is not designed for tall people. You know, the counters, like, I have to lean over, and just like normal things like putting on your shoes or picking up something off the floor. If I just throw my back over and hunch over like I used to most all of my life, my lower back's gonna start hurting. Like, I'm gonna start just getting chronic fatigue and being so much more tired. So I have to do my part and make sure that I'm standing up straighter, I'm standing up taller, I'm standing up stronger, and that takes flexibility and awareness. And that's what I want to give people with this program, is flexibility and awareness. And the third sort of thing I want to do with this program is give people a more cost-effective way to reduce their pain, because I understand, like, I want to work with more people my age, and I think the younger that I work with, the easier it is to start implementing these trains of thoughts that, oh, like, well, if I can't get into a massage, then, like, if I had a stretching routine, I would be that much more likely to have a better posture and less chronic pain. So I want to give people my age a route that is a little bit less cost than getting a massage every month, even though I think doing this program and getting a massage every month would be so beneficial. But essentially, I am just going to take you through a process of training for the back bend, and in doing that, I think that it's going to, like myself, make you have better posture. And there's an objective, or there's a hypothesis I have with this little bit of research that I want to do, because I want to also assess through a general posture assessment, and then give that to you at the start, and then at the end of 30 days, and we'll, with that assessment, I want to ask a few questions, like, still kind of like figuring these out, but I want to know your age, I want to know your height, and on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most stressed, how stressed are you, and what is your occupation? Those are just a few, but I want to gather this information so by the end of it I can kind of put together some sort of data or some sort of findings that I have gotten from this program. But my hypothesis is that I am curious if improving your flexibility and working on spine extension will increase your height. I didn't measure myself before or after, you know, my binging of yoga and stretching, but in theory, it seems to make sense that if we stretch, if we create body awareness, and we become stronger in our posture, just stronger in our bodies, that we're going to become taller. So I want to measure our height and measure our height afterwards, even if it's only by an inch, even if it's a quarter of an inch. It's like, you know, that's awesome. Like, I don't know why that's awesome. I don't know how that's awesome, but I know that that is awesome, that we can increase height just by working on a back bend. Because essentially the motion of the back bend, or spine extension, is something that counteracts gravity. You know, our entire our entire existence, I don't know how I want to say that, but, you know, when gravity works on us, we are constantly, like, getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. And, you know, you start to see people as they get older, their back starts to hunch, and they start to get this hunching motion. Well, what I learned through massage school is that if you put a body, if a body is flexed, and it causes a contraction of the muscles. How do you stretch that? Well, you extend it. And now you're stretching this, like the bicep, right? To flex the bicep, now it's tight. It's not stretched. It's tight. It's contracting because it's using itself. Well, how do I relax it? How do I stretch it? I go this way. And then if I really want to get fancy, I pull this down, and this actually stretches my forearms, and it'll actually kind of relax some of my bicep as well. But the idea is that there's two motions of the body. There's contraction, and then there's, I don't know the right term for that, but there's flexion and there's extension. So if our body is in this flexed position, if it's getting tight and it's contracting in front of us, the way to do that is to extend back, lean back, and open ourselves up. And it's so simple. It's not muscle specific. It's movement specific. If our body is coming in like this, we need to open it up like this. And so we have bad posture because we're leaning forward like this. So I think we'll have better posture, and we'll stand taller, and we'll even gain a couple inches on our height because of that. So yeah, my objective with the program is to show how frequent exposure to extending the spine increases the likelihood of having better posture, like I already said. I want to increase the awareness of your body, increase the flexibility, improve your nervous system memory, and improve your patience, because this program is 20 minutes a day for 30 days. And I don't care when you do it. All I know is that frequent exposure will get the job done. So if you need to do it every day in the morning or every day before night or just whenever you get to it, that's fine, but it's 20 minutes. And the reason why I'm saying it's going to improve your patience is because we're only doing 4 exercises a day, and that's 5 minutes apiece. And the idea with this program is to activate our or to release the tension in our connective tissue. The connective tissue is the stuff that holds our muscles to our body, and it holds everything together. There's muscles are one thing, but connective tissue is another. And this fascia is what it's called, is wrapped up into every single muscle fiber and spindle and belly. And it's what is creating this tension in our body. And if we can, and it's a thixotropic material consistency in the body. So when you warm it up, when you give it friction, that fascia wants to get a little bit looser and get a little bit more gel-like, and it'll stretch. So in order to get that effect, we need to take our time, and we need to be pushing our boundary of our stretch, like our limit, very slowly. It's not about like, whoa, like go as hard as you can for a minute. Like, no, we're sitting in every pose for 5 minutes because I want us to relax our connective tissue. And our body does this weird thing, I believe it's called the stretch reflex, that if we put ourselves in like too much of a stretch, it reflexes, it tenses back up because it's going too fast. You're gonna hurt yourself. So the idea to get past that is to relax slowly. So we have to have patience in this process, and that's going to happen if we're going to be in our postures for 5 minutes. And we're going to be doing extension over like a exercise ball every single day. Like most, like 80% of the 30 days are going to be doing that, because that's what I want us to train. I want us to get better at getting in that motion, and laying over the exercise ball takes some pressure off of us when we're trying to just increase our mobility and flexibility. And yeah, pretty much I have a philosophy and stuff like that in the actual program, but it's essentially just one big stretching routine for 30 days. And I think that if, you stick with it for 30 days, you're going to increase your flexibility, and that's going to last even if you decided on the 31st day that you're not doing it anymore. That flexibility will last. So it's like going to the gym. When you work back out again, when you get to doing stretching again, it will come back. So, all right, there's 15 minutes. I really enjoyed that. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.